I'm jumping in before this video starts because I actually recorded this yesterday afternoon, and by the time I was done talking about the fact that I had decided that I wanted to go out, I didn't have time to edit. So I am jumping in now to let you know that, yeah, we did go out and it was a nice night, and I'll talk about it in the next chat video. But right now you can just watch my plans, how I came about deciding to go out. It's very boring. And then some personal stuff about me and Joe, how we're doing, things like that. So you can just watch, and I'll be back with more soon. Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am here doing a chat video, which is not what I expected. I was going to be doing something with one of my packs of 5-inch squares. I had an idea, very simple, wanted to show you guys, see how it came out. And then I decided that we're going out. I'd love to say I've decided that I want to go out, but I have just gotten so into homebody mode. And I know that if I continue, I'm just not going to be doing, I don't know, I'm just going to be staying home all the time, which I'm enjoying. But I don't want to totally lose my dancing fun, but it gets easy to switch gears and get comfortable in what I'm now used to doing. And I do want to be talking more about that because in a few weeks, the beginning of August, is when Joe and I got back together after a little break last summer. And you know, things are just really going good, and that break is what we needed. It helped Joe to make changes, and it helped me to make changes, and there's a lot that's been going on. And one of the things now that I love so much is just sorry about that. Yeah, I'm going out, so I'm letting people know. Hang on. Just confirming things with my friends. I have already changed plans like 3 times because I'm like, you know, oh, these people are going to be there, this is going to be there. So we're going to Hadley's. I haven't been to Hadley's in a year. And I used to go there almost every weekend. So I'm just excited. Oh yeah, so what Joe and I are used to doing now, and I don't want people to think that Joe doesn't want me to go out and that's why I'm not going out, because I know some people, you know, obviously thought that, but that's not it. I was very happy to stay home. You know, after my mother died, I did nothing, but I knew I wanted to have a life, and I changed that, and then I went crazy for about 2 years just going out and having a blast, absolutely loving it. And then when I met Joe, we were going out, and you know, but it wasn't his thing as much as mine. I mean, he doesn't dance, he does like to listen to music, and he was good about going out. But then after a while, you know, I could tell it was, you know, he was like, you know, it was a lot, and I would go out alone. It's not fun to go out alone when you have a man that you like being with. So I kind of stopped, but then we split up, and then we each had somebody else, and that somebody else also didn't like to go out, but he didn't even care to go out to listen to the music. So that was even worse, and I was like, you know, it was, you know, I've talked about it. It was like I was just trying to hang out with somebody to get my mind off Joe, and it didn't work. But I'm just smiling because it all was meant to happen the way it did, because it was it just changed Joe's attitude, my attitude, and I will talk about that. I'm just waiting for a year to come up. After that, and then Joe and I got back together, I was just like, I'm tired. I'm tired of going out. I'm tired of trying to get people to go out with, and like, you know, whatever guy I'm with. And Joe and I like weren't really back together for a couple of months. I was very, very careful. He went into treatment, all that stuff. So, you know, I was really giving him a chance. So we were just staying home a lot, and I got to really loving that. It felt good not to be getting ready. You know, when I was going out and didn't have anybody, it was always like exciting. I was going out, I was going to meet my girlfriends, I was going to be dancing, but now I had something else that I liked to do. And it quickly turned into us just going to bed very early, sometimes in bed by 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, watching a movie together with Rocket. And because I was going to bed so early, I started getting up very early. 2 days ago, I was up at 3:50. 3:50. I had already slept enough and got up and worked. Started my work day after I made my coffee. It was 4 a.m. and I was in my sewing room. I tend to work on the crochet projects in the morning. And that became the new habit. And it just started to get really like, you know, the thought of getting ready to go out, and I'd be so tired at night, you know. 5 o'clock, I'm like, just, my God, I can't wait for bedtime. And my exclusive shoppers, you know, who get daily chats from me, they would hear me say that. It's like, I can't wait to go to bed tonight. You know, I'm just so anxious to go to bed. Movie time with my 2 boys, Joe and Rocket. And that's what I got really comfortable with. So then, at first, though, I felt guilty not going out. And it was, you know, my FOMO was showing, my fear of missing out. And I had a very hard time breaking away from it. And because I'm usually all or nothing, I didn't want to, you know, oh, let's just go out a little bit, you know. So, but then that passed, and now I just really got comfortable just staying home. And then the opposite was happening. I started saying, maybe I need to go out. I miss my friends. I don't see them other than going out. But then I was like, oh, what if I start going out and then I want to get all back into just going out, because I worry that now it's going to all turn around and go back to that. I don't think it will. I just don't think it will. I think I can find a happy medium now, because I had extreme going out and then I have extreme not going out, and I'm going to find a way to blend the two things. And I am very fortunate that Joe does at least like to listen to the music. So, yeah. So we're going out tonight, and, oh yeah, did somebody else text? Hang on. I had texted Derek to tell him I was not going to be going to see him out tonight. He's going to 2 places. He's going to see LaShawn sing, and then he's going to see one of our friends, Jacob Turner, in a band he has at Roosters. Now, Roosters is the only place I went to probably in months, and that was for Derek's 100th episode podcast, and was done live, and I enjoyed that, but I haven't been out to dance in what seems like forever. I don't even know if I have been this year, and we're in July. So, anyway, I cannot read the texts between me and Derek. Derek and I are so just ourselves with each other, and, you know, it's just funny, and I'll use certain words with him, trying to shock him and stuff. But, so, I started out, Dear Derek, I think I'm changing plans. And he thought the Dear Derek part might have been just voice texting mistake. And he said, you know, so I told him that I was changing plans. Now I'm going to Hadley's. My girlfriends will be there. I'd like to see them. And he says, totally cool, and I completely understand. I'm laughing because the text starts with Dear Derek, LOL. And then I said, Dear Derek was on purpose. And then I started saying some other things and stuff. And then he texts me. I can't read it. I can't read it. And then I replied, best fucking text ever. Because it totally cracked me up. And then he wrote back, "Not many sons can text their mom that shit. LOL, I'm privileged." I wish I could read the text. I was proud of him. We have that kind of sense of humor. Derek has a very good sense of humor. And I'm so glad that I live here. I mean, I just still can't believe that I live here, that I'm with Derek and Skylar, and I've got so much to fill you guys in on, especially the fact that right now I don't even own a car, and that's a long story, and I will fill you in. I gave Skylar my car, and again, it's a long story, and I'll tell you, but not tonight. So anyway, we're going out, and we're going to Hadley's. Now, we can't stay out late because Joe does get tired, and I have to remember that, you know, at the beginning we would go out all the time. I had no concern about his diabetes. I was just like, well, he'll take care of it, he knows what he's doing. And there were times that, and now looking back, that I know he was in a very low sugar state or maybe a very high sugar state, and that's where issues started to come in. I wasn't aware of all of that, and he was not medicated, so bipolar kicked in too. But now, of course, I am much less selfish about saying we're going out and I just want to stay till the end. I mean, that's just that. I wouldn't have it any other way unless we took separate cars and he wanted to go home. But at the time, he wasn't like really willing to do that. You know, he wanted to be us together. So, but now, first of all, we are going in his SUV with no air conditioning, and it is hot. It kicks on now and then. So, you know, it's funny. We're like, oh my God, it's getting cold. We hurry up and shut the windows. Oh, and then, oh shit, it's hot again. So he hasn't been to Hadley's in way longer than me, because when we hadn't really gone much before we split up. And so, you know, it's been a while. And so anyway, what was my point of all this? Oh yeah, so we're going to Hadley's. It's far away. He likes to be home early because he gets, you know, very tired. He doesn't sleep well. And at least Hadley starts at 8 now, not 9. So that's really, really good. Gives us an extra hour. And I like to get there early so my friends and I can talk without loud music. And so that's what we're doing. We're going to probably get there by 7:15. Probably means we're going to leave around 6:30, sweat to death all the way there. I hope not. And I can't believe I'm going out, and I'm starting to feel happy about it. So that's very, very good. And did I mention, or did I text it? But yeah, I got dressed. I went out, took Rocket out. No, I actually was dressed before I took Rocket out. We were out, came back home, and I changed into outside clothes because I was afraid I'd just put my nightie on and go to bed early and change all the plans. But I said, I'm going to get dressed. I still got to do my hair and stuff, put some jewelry on. I haven't put jewelry on. I wanted to do my nails. Joe has never, ever seen me with polished nails or long nails, and I want to start that back up because I chew around when I don't have any nail polish on, and if I put nail polish on, I break that habit. And I do a lot of close-up crochet videos, and I just gave up on caring about that. And really, I don't care that much because I see a lot of videos with people who have, you know, chewed up fingers, and they're right there on camera. I have to learn to drop some things that I think will really bother people. First of all, it might not really bother certain people. And second of all, if it bothers people, so what? So what? So fucking what are they going to do about it? They just don't have to watch. And I'd rather do some kind of videos that I enjoy than do none, because I'm concerned about the state of the skin around my fingernails, like my cuticles and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm trying to make a lot of kinds of changes and just be me, do me, and not worry so much. Is there anything else I want to fill you in, like, for right now? Yeah, so, okay, the downside is that we will be leaving early. I've agreed, we've made a deal that we are going there, but he'd like to leave at 10. So that'll be 2 hours of music, and I'm fine with that. We had started doing that at the end because he really started getting tired of being up. He goes, there's no way I'm staying there till 1. And I don't have a car right now, so we can't go separately, but I would never want to go separately that far because, you know, I don't want to be in different cars. Now, when we go to Dan McGinnis, which is in South Haven, that's not that far. We usually take separate cars. He'll stay till like 10, and then I stay till 1. And if I'm having fun. That's before. I haven't been to Dan's in a long time either. So I'm going out tonight, and I can't believe it. And I just wanted to, I don't have the time in my clock. It is, it's only 5:30. Oh, that means we can leave in an hour. That gives me time. Maybe I'll polish my nails, even with just clear nail polish. Maybe I'll do that. I did that a couple times, I think, but I don't know. But I know for a fact that Joe has never seen me. I remember with nice nails, because we met in 2023. We chatted at the end of August, and then we met, I believe it was September 3 of 2023. And I remember that summer, I stopped polishing my nails because I was going in the pool a lot, and I do that glue trick so that I didn't have to use nail polish remover. I could just pop my nail polish off, and if you go in the pool a lot, that softens the glue and they come off. And I said, I'm just not going to bother doing that this summer. I'll just, and then of course I just instantly started gnawing on my fingers because I didn't have nail polish to stop me. I don't go in the pool either this year. Went once. It seemed like all kinds of new people moved in, and the pool would be packed. No interest in going there and splashing around with children, none. But I'd like again to go. I do walk when I can, but it's been so hot, so I try to walk early, or I thought that was Rocket. They're both sleeping. I'm letting Joe sleep, so he'll be a little bit awake. And I like to walk at night, and that feels weird because now I'm not going to be here to walk Rocket, but I did take him out, and he'll just be waiting for us patiently. It's just funny how things change, and I am anxious to talk to you about the changes that have been made and how nice it can be. And it shocks me, but yet it doesn't, because, people say, oh, God, things never change. That's never going to change. Things can change, but you can't change the other person. You can only change yourself. And the big thing that Joe did that saved us, because I really missed him. Even though there was shit going on at times, I knew there was a good person in there, because I just knew it. And I missed him so much, but I was so at peace with it. That's how I could tell that I loved him. It wasn't like, okay, we're apart, we're probably not ever going to be together, but I didn't hate him. I wished him well. In my head, I would, I hope he's happy. I hope he's, the woman he's with is good, taking care of him, helping him. And that's all I wanted, was happiness for him. It wasn't like it was about me. I was sad and I would cry. I cried on the dance floor so many times when we were apart. I just missed him so much. And, but I was like, if it's meant, something will happen. Something will happen. The universe will figure it out. And then it ended up happening, and I'd like to tell you how he popped back into my life. And it just, like I said, I took it step by step, and he is the one that he himself said, I'm going to put myself into a treatment center, and he did. and I didn't have to force him to do that. I was very proud of him that he did it. I saw changes immediately once he was on medication. He had started the medication there, and by the time he came out, I could see a difference. And still took it, step by step. I would tell you guys, he still doesn't have a key, because he didn't. And he was staying with somebody else. I mean, for real. I was calling her Miss B, because her name starts with B. And I talked about that, and that was for real too. Back and forth, he was allowed to come over and stay. I didn't see Rocket for like a couple of weeks, after we, started seeing each other, because neither one of us wanted Rocket to, see me and then not, have it work out. So we were very careful, and he made major changes. And because of those changes, I was able to relax now and start to work on the things that I needed to work on, because there are things. And we're in couples therapy, and it's the best thing. It's every other week, and then he goes to therapy alone the other weeks. So 1 week it's together, the next week he's alone, and 2 different counselors. And because there was one little hiccup or something, it wasn't major, but I said, look, I would love it if we had couples therapy, because I think we are worth working on. And when I brought him to therapy one day, and I was in my car probably talking to you guys, he came out with a piece of paper and showed me that he had gotten a therapist, and we had an appointment. So to me, that was such a cool step that he took to work on us, and it really is helping me a lot. His insurance pays for it, so I'm taking advantage of everything I can. And it's interesting how much I can learn. I love therapy of any kind, and I'm really good at working at it. And it's really mostly for me that we're going. I keep saying, I know you're not as into it, and he likes his therapy alone. But I think he's still just afraid to come out with things with me right there. But I don't care. I talk. I tell him things that I like, don't like, what I want to work on. If there's little things. Now, if there's anything, it's not like a mental illness issues, because bipolar people, boy, they come out with shit. It's more about the just regular little couples issues, and I'm really easy at working through those things because I've been through big things, big issues with a narcissistic mother, and stuff like somebody leaving a toilet seat up would not bother me at all. And actually, he never does that. He always puts it down. But I'm saying, sometimes people will have arguments about those small things. Those things don't bother me, because I know much worse things can be happening in any kind of relationship with family, spouse, friends, whatever, loved ones. But, now I'm just getting too deep into all of this. I guess the point is that, of course I do have issues. I come with baggage. I come with trauma. And, I'm very willing to work on what I can work on. But boy, it's a whole lot easier when you're with somebody who also is willing to work on their issues and their things. So that's why a year later we're still together, and I'm very, very grateful for that break, because it gave us both time to think and, say, for me it was important for me to know that I wasn't flipping out because we weren't together. I just trusted that what was meant to be would be. I trusted that fully. He's awake. He learned that I could find somebody else. And he did too. I was all good with that. I was happy about that because I did not want him to be alone. But he knew that I could find somebody else. And he knew that he would lose me, because I really do believe he loves me and that he wants me. But he knew he could lose me. he, you know, could lose me again. I believe that's why he went into treatment, and that he's agreeing to all this therapy and all that stuff, and that makes me very happy and more relaxed. And you know, it's good to not be stressed. I have enough stress in life things, but I don't want to be stressed out with Joe. So I can't believe I'm going out. I'm so happy that I'm happy about that. All right, you guys, thank you so much. I will be talking again, more personal stuff. I know I promised that in the past, but I just was like, let's just let this relationship build. And we're in a very good place right now. Does that mean forever? Doesn't mean forever. I'm never shocked by anything anymore. I'll be back with more soon. Please subscribe. Thank you for watching. I think I said all that backwards. Bye.